Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. The Gemara in Masechta Brachos, Daf Yud Ches Amud Beis, says a story about an Amoira called Abba. This Amoira was a great person, a great tzaddik, and a very honest person. And people would deposit money by him to hold, especially money that belonged to orphans, and nobody should steal it, cheat it. He was the most honest person, and he would hold their money. Abba passed away. And when he passed away, his son Shmuel wasn't there. So Abba couldn't tell Shmuel where the cheshbonos that he has, whose money he has, or where it is. And he didn't write a tzavah. He didn't write anything, instructions where everything was. So Shmuel didn't know where all these deposited money, where is it? And everybody started, because they suspected him of stealing it. Here, your father has the money, and you don't want to give your father's money, whatever. So they started criticizing him, and they gave him a nasty title. They called him Ben Shel Oichel Kaspei HaYisoimim, the son of somebody who would use orphans' money. You're living off young children, the orphans' money. He was so hurt by this, that Shmuel was so hurt by this, his father was such a tzaddik and yosher, and he just doesn't know what. So he was so hurt from this, and he didn't know what to do. So he went to the Beis HaChaim, he went to the cemetery to where his father was buried, and he started davening, and he spoke out, and he says to the Ruches, the Gemara says, and he says, I want to speak to my father. When his father came to him, he asked him, where did you put the money that belongs to the assignment to the orphans? So his father says, I put it under the millstone, under the grinding millstone. Over there, you'll see a pile of money. The top layer of money belongs to us. The bottom layer of money belongs to us. The middle part belongs to the assignment. Those are the deposited money. And he says, why did you do it this way? He says, I'll tell you the truth. I did it for a reason. I was so careful for the assignment's money in case a thief, a ganav, comes in and breaks into our house and he steals something, so the first money he'll take should be ours, and let the assignment's money, which is lower down, be safe. And why did I put under their money? In case the ground makes some coins fashimel, spoiled, or rotten, or ruined, let it ruin our coins and not the assignment's coins. So we see how careful he was with the money, and so he told them what it was. He took that money, he gave it back to the assignment. This is a story which is used in many svarim, that as a raya is to prevent situations like this. It is very, very important, and it's actually brought in Shulchan Aruch, that a father should write a tzavah, a will, instructions of all his financial meanings, how to if he has any debts, or he has any other people's money, and also his own family. Make sure there shouldn't be, foresee the future, there shouldn't be any discomfort, any issues in the family, to write a tzavah, write a will. There's an interesting din in Shulchan Aruch, and I'm going to quote it as is brought in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch. Hilchas Mechira Matana Shliach V'Apetrupas Siman Seif Ches. The Alter Rebbe says, in general, it's not smart, it's not the right thing, it's not proper that a person gives away all his money to somebody else. Ein litin lechasev b'matana lachem. Don't give away. You want to be a nice guy, generous. Don't give everything away as a present to somebody else, even if you're giving it away to tzedakah, and then you're leaving your own family, you're leaving your own yerushim empty-handed. That's not the right thing to do. V'chola oisakain. Anybody who does this, ein ruach chachamim noichemenu. The chachamim are not happy with what you're. I can't say you're getting lashes. You're not getting punished, but it's not the right thing. The chachamim are not happy. And not only that, afilu eina yorishim noyegim kashura. Even if his own sons Nebuch don't behave, they're not acting the way Torah wants you to act. So therefore, the father, as a fruma yid, would rather give it away to tzedakah, so it should go for good stuff. No, it's not the right thing. You have to leave your son, your children, money, or whatever you have. Aval, however, if you leave for your yorishim a minimum what they need, if you leave them davar hamaspik lehem, what's enough for them, then mutter. Then you want to give tzedakah, you want to give somebody else, that's allowed, as it's explained in Hilchas Tzedakah. Then he goes on to say, this is such an important law or instruction, that not only for the father, the person who writes the tzavah, or the one giving away his money shouldn't do so, the witnesses, midas chasidus, it's a chasidus way of act. Don't be a witness and don't give advice to a person making a will that most of his money he's giving away to somebody else, taking it away from his own children. You don't even have part of it. Even though that you're not the one doing it, you shouldn't even be a witness. And not only that, not only if he's giving the money away from his belongings to somebody else, don't sign or don't give any advice for somebody who is taking away miben she'enei noye kishura la'achiv chacham v'noye kishura. If a person has two children, and one of them is a frum yid doing everything right and making his parents proud, and the other one is a troublemaker, they're both his children. If the father decides that he's taking everything away and giving it to the good child, quote unquote, the good child, you don't be part of that. That's also wrong. Why? Because never give up on a yid. Shema yetsa mimenu zera tov v'hagam. Maybe this kid who's not behaving now eventually will have good children. Vafilu l'mayit lazeh ulaharbes lazeh. This shows a beautiful how sweet Torah is. Even though that right now one is a very good child bringing pride and joy to the family, and the other one is trouble. Not only you can't take it all away from the other one, even if you give one more than the other, l'mayit lazeh ulaharbes lazeh yesh misha iser. That those that say that's also prohibited. And the Alter Rebbe concludes, v'roi lachush l'dvarav. It's best if you keep this halacha and not make differences amongst the children themselves. Give everybody equal, no matter what they are, no matter what status of Yiddishkeit or however they behave. Treat everybody the same. Now this is a discussion, and it's brought in the Igros Moshe, Chassam Sofer, and many other poskim say that when we say you can't take away from a not good child and give it to a good child, that depending is how bad he fell. And the reason is, as mentioned in the Shulchan Aruch, you can never know if he's going to have good kids. But if the son of his right now is so far zunkin, fell so far, intermarried or whatever, they don't use the example of intermarried, but there's no chance, because the next children, the next generation will be growing up in that society of what this bad kid has. So some say maybe it doesn't apply. Yet, the Alter Rebbe was pretty clear. Don't give up on anybody. One of the interesting halachas that you have to pay attention here in Tzava is, according to the Torah, there is no Yerusha for daughters. Automatic Yerusha doesn't go to any daughters, which is not only a halacha, but the halacha is much bigger, in the sense, if a daughter is upset, the father left and left a lot of money, and she didn't get anything because it's not al pi Torah, so she's going to go to court, because in the court system, the Goyisha system, all children are equal, male or female, boys or girls. So now going to court to get money, which al pi Torah you're not allowed to, is a double whammy. A, you're not allowed to go to court, and B, it's according to the Torah system, that would be gezela, it doesn't belong to you. So that's an issue you must remember. However, the parent who wrote the tzava has full right to write that he's giving everyone equal and giving the daughter including the daughter. But that's if the father or the parent writes that into the tzava, automatically the daughter doesn't have Yerusha the way the sons have Yerusha.